What's up, guys? It's Coach Reid Hall here. So what I want to talk today is about your vertical jump. Now, I get asked the question all the time is, Reid, how do I jump higher? And now that is a loaded question because it varies from athlete to athlete. The tactics and strategies used for you to increase your vertical jump might be different than another athlete. Now, I want to go over some principles that you need to understand so that you can improve your vertical jump and do it safely. And also be aware of certain things because I don't want you to make certain mistakes. Now, I get asked a lot, Reid, is this a good jump program or is that a good jump program? Well, I don't know because I don't know the specifics of that program. But if right away in the phase 1 program, it involves a ton of jumping relative to the amount of strength work you're doing, then that's a terrible program. Let me elaborate more. So if you're starting a program and you're weak and fragile and you do a ton of jumping, your vertical might improve a little bit. It may get a little bit better, but the problem is you peak and you plateau so quickly, and it's also dangerous. You're doing a lot of high impact work on a weak, fragile body. That's not going to serve you a ton of good. The overlying focus in your first phase is you have to get way stronger. As you get stronger, you increase the potential greatly on how much you can improve that vertical jump. So I like to use the analogy. So the people that do a lot of jump training or a lot of jumping without a lot of strength training, they're trying to put a Porsche engine into a Honda Civic. So you put that Porsche engine in the Honda Civic, it might go fast, but at any given moment, that car is about to blow up. Okay, so that's like your body. So you're weak and fragile, and you want to do a ton of high impact jumping, your body's about to blow up. Strength is the most important thing that you can focus on in phase 1. That doesn't mean you don't do any jumping or any speed work. You really want to focus on getting technically better with your footwork and your jumping in phase 1, but the overlying focus is definitely on you getting a lot stronger and improving your joint functioning and movement quality. So how does this work? So say you had to move through 3 phases of training. In that first phase that you're starting off, you want to know what your weak points are. For instance, like your hips are excessively tight, you have poor hip internal rotation, your ankles, you have bad dorsiflexion and flat feet, your glutes don't contract well, and your hamstrings are weak. You need to know your weak points. And in that first phase of training, you're improving your movement quality, the strength and stability imbalances, and then you want to get stronger through simplistic movements. So movements that you can perform and challenge yourself, but you don't risk getting injured. The speed at which you execute your exercise is going to be a little slower. So we do a lot of what we call isometric work where you're fixed and holding like a fixed position and squeezing hard. So think like planking type of variations or like a lunge iso hold. You're just holding that fixed position. And then with some of your other strength exercise, that lowering phase or that eccentric phase, so think when you're lowering from a squat, we're going to slow down that tempo and make sure the movement quality is very, very good and that we're using our muscle groups really, really well. So you build that strength through more simplistic type of exercise. And then when you move into a phase 2, you do sprinkle on a little more speed and power work, but strength is still the overlying focus. And now you can increase the complexity of your exercises here. So move now to maybe your back squatting, deadlifting, and the tempo of your exercise in many parts can change. Maybe I'm controlling the lowering phase, but it's very explosive on the way up. Or I've added some more plyometric based training. So there is speed and power in this program or this phase in your phase 2. However, the overlying focus is still you got to get a lot stronger. But then as you move through phase 3 and you get closer to season starting, what you want to do is start adding more volleyball specific work. So more plyometric training, more speed work, throwing more bed balls. Although you're still got strength in there, it just switches. The overlying principles or focus is no longer just strength. It's now really amplifying that speed and power. So even when doing a phase 1 program, at the end of the phase 1 program, you'll notice your vertical is higher. You might notice it's 2 or 3 inches higher. And the reason you've improved the vertical is because you've improved the functionality of your joints and it increased your strength. In phase 2, your vertical will increase even more because you can really start overloading things because you've now moved from simplistic exercise to more complex. And then when you move in the third phase, where it's very much a lot more speed and power focused, you'll notice that vertical continues to improve. So you see it's kind of built step by step. Improving your vertical is kind of like losing weight. So say someone wants to lose 30 pounds of weight. people, if they try to lose, I don't know, 20 pounds in 1 month, what happens is they lose that weight and they gain a ton back more weight. This is kind of like a volleyball player that's trying to improve their vertical. If you try to make vertical improvements way too quickly and go at it way too hard, you either end up hurt, injured, or just disappointed that you don't improve to that much. So small, consistent improvements equals massive results. Like say you take a full year and you improve your vertical by 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch a month. Well, that's a 6 to 10 inch gain over a full year. I mean, it's massive. I mean, it doesn't normally work out that way because generally you have an in season and an off season, but small, consistent improvements make massive improvements. So when I was in my final year of high school to halfway through first year university, I gained over 8 inches on my vertical, and that put me from off the radar to making the beach volleyball national team. So improving your vertical needs to be strategically done. Anyways, guys, I hope some of these principles you can apply to your training, or at least you have a better understanding of how to improve your vertical and how to do it intelligently. Once again, it's Coach Reid Hall here. I'll catch you guys later.